So this will be the kind of frog pose position. I would put a couple pillows that are maybe a little bit firm underneath your low ribs. So you want to think that if you're a little bit like this, they're going to help push you down. So I'm going to use these pads. So something like that, where it's on my low ribs, it's pushing me down from that position. The legs here will be a little bit away from your hips. So, or knees a little bit away from your hips, and then if you can, you'll bring the feet in. We struggle with that a little bit, so you don't have to, you don't need, but just think knees a little bit out from hips, and then from that position, same thing with the elbows, a little bit outside of shoulders. You're gonna very lightly push through the ground, looking at like your fingertips. So here, I'm looking at my fingertips. I'm gonna very lightly, on my exhale, so I'm inhaling. On my exhale, I'm just lightly pushing my inner knee into the ground and feeling my groin work a little bit as we're doing it. I would go 2 sets of like 6 breaths. On the exhale, you're thinking more about the push of the knees. You should feel the groin work. We got a really nice response to that when we were here. You want to try to recreate the feeling you had where you're like, yep, my groin's definitely going. It shouldn't be like, holy, like I have to get out of this position, like it's gonna cramp. It should just be like, yep, the groin is going. Think maybe 5 out of 10 pressure through the inner knees. We talked a little bit about you don't have to go like crazy far apart. If it's just here and then light push, you just need to be able to be in a position where the knees are a little outside of the hips and you can push through the inside knees. If you feel like you can't get the push, situate your legs a little bit differently until you can. You should be able to feel like you can get the knee into the ground and the groin kicks on. 2 sets, 5 to 6 breaths, and relax. All right. For the wall sit, you're gonna go about a foot length, your foot length out, or give or take, and you're gonna fall kind of back into the wall. You're gonna soften your knees to where you're heavy in your heels. Heels are in the ground on both sides. We want our kind of like our belt line to be touching the wall and our upper back to be touching the wall. So we're gonna reach forward, but when I do that, I'm not hunching forward. I'm just reaching my arms solely and keeping my torso shifted back into the wall. Because I won't be there to put a little bit of pressure specifically on the left side to keep the knee going in, if you have a yoga block, that might be a little too small, but maybe something a little bit bigger so you can be a little bit outside of hip width, similar to the frog position. So your knees are a little bit outside of hips, you can toe out just a little bit, and then you're holding that position. You should feel your quads work, and you're slowly squeezing into the block or whatever you have to start feeling the groin just a little bit, because again, that will open to the back side. You don't want like a 10 out of 10 where you're squeezing with everything you have, but a light squeeze while you're holding the position. If you can feel a little bit of groin on both sides and the quads on both sides, that'd be awesome. Think heavy in the heels, think torso shifted back into the wall with the arms in front of us, head neutral, light squeeze on the yoga block. I'm trying to think of something else that might work. Even if you folded up like several pillows and put them in between your legs, again, it'll be important that you're a little bit outside of hip width. You're not way in here squeezing, but a couple pillows and you're just keeping the slightest bit of inner pressure so that knees just slightly continuing to stay inwards while holding the squat. You should be good. You should feel the groin a little bit. You should feel the quads. You should not feel your low back at all. If you do, email me. If you can't find a position with the wall sit like we did here, where you just feel that stuff, email me and we'll talk about audibles we can make. But yoga block, couple pillows, light squeeze, knees soft, heavy in the heels, shift back. We should feel the quads and the groin. I do 2 sets of maybe 20 to 25 seconds. All right, last exercise we're gonna have you do seated. You do a chair that has back support. You can do a couch, whatever is comfortable enough for you to sit where we don't have any discomfort into the low back. You can use the foam roller as long as, again, you don't have anything under the low back and you just feel the groin a little bit, and you're just gonna work on, again, you can put your hands down, or if you have a back support, that's totally fine. And you're just gonna try to swivel one side back at a time while the other side stays forward. So from a side angle, my knees are even, I'm pulling that left side back. You might feel your abs a little bit. You should feel the groin a little bit. and relax. And we can do holds in this position. I might do a couple holds of 10 or so seconds, pull back, hold, squeeze into the roller where you feel the groin a little bit, back of the hip is relaxed, low back is relaxed, and then you can go to the other side, same thing. And we just want to slowly work. What that's doing is just shifting the pelvis back and forth to get, again, the back side to just chill out. So I'm swiveling, left side's going back, right side staying there. Feet are still on the ground, so it's going to be a small range of motion for you, and I'm keeping a little bit of tension. And now I'll do the other side, same thing. 10 seconds, maybe a couple breaths, relax, other side. And we're just trying to get that slight bit of turn. It shouldn't be a crazy rotation up top to get it. You should be able to stay relatively centered. You might shift just a touch, but really just the knees are swiveling back and forth. 10-second holds on both sides, and then relax. I would do maybe 2 to 3 10-second holds on each side. If you're not getting the sensation we were getting here with the foam roller, try to find something a little bit bigger that you can roll back. So again, maybe you're a little bit outside of hip width. I think we'll be fine with the foam roller though, but if we need to, and you could even just shift forward like that. But I think we'll be good with the roller. We'll do those 3 exercises. Again, I talked about 2 sets or so, frog pose, maybe 5 to 6 breaths, wall sit 15, 25 seconds. This maybe 3 holds of 10 seconds each side.